Good morning, everybody. Latest course report coming from Sheerness Golf Club. Today is the 1st of December, so we're on our countdown to Christmas now. And since the last course report on Halloween, things have taken a bit of a turn. As you probably will remember, I was begging for rain. Now I'm begging for it to stop raining. It's been horrendous these last 4 weeks. Wettest November on record. 140 mil we've had here, which is ridiculous. However, a lot less than some people in the country, but even so, ridiculous. It's only the second wettest month since I started back in January 2017, only being beaten by January 2021 when we had 165, but we were shut for lockdown anyway, so it didn't matter. But this month has been crazy. So it started off at the beginning of the month. I remember walking in the ditch to play a shot behind the 6th on the Monday, and by the Thursday it was 4 foot deep. We had that much rain. We had 53 mil one night back at the beginning of November. But yeah, the weather's been brutal, to say the least, for November. So 140 mil, that's, like I say, that's ridiculous. That's more rain in the last 4 weeks than we've had all year, pretty much, nearly. So it's been mad. So that's proven difficult to do things out in the course, winter works wise. And obviously, you know, golf as well, but we have remained open, and up until we've actually put buggies back on today. We have had the last 3 days where they've been off, but yeah, it's been crazy. So it's made November very testing. So run you through the normal subjects on our report now, and show you what we've been getting up to since the last report. But I hope it all makes sense. As always, see me out the course or chuck something in the comments box, and I'll try and explain it if you don't get it. Alright then. So this is one of the big projects for this winter. It's been very difficult the last 4 weeks with the amount of rain we've been getting. I was going to run you through what we've done on 12. The back right bunker has been reshaped and all now revetted with a drain put in through the centre, which then runs through the approach into the front right bunker, which again has all been reshaped and remodelled, and there's a drain that goes through there and then down through that trench across the front of the green, and then that will end up with it going into the manhole that's over there by the trees. So it's not connected up yet, hence we've got a little bit of water in there. Having said that though, 140 mil of rain, which for those of you that saw my Facebook post a few days ago, that's 76 million litres of water we've had dumped on the golf course. So a little puddle like that, when the drain's not connecting up, I'll take that. I'm quite happy with that. So the drain comes down here across the front of the green, and then obviously we're going to have a smaller bunker. Initially we was going to lose this bunker, but I feel the green's going to be a little bit too exposed if we do. So we're putting a smaller bunker front left now. So you can see the drain where it will go, and saying out to the manhole at the far end. So hopefully the next few days this will be finished. We can actually get out of 12. It'll be quite nice. But let's say it's been horrendous at the minute, and we've lost the digger for a couple of days as well. But we have actually got that back now. So that's the drains on this one. And as you've already seen, probably most of you have seen the bunkers on the other side. There was one long bunker there. These bunkers always used to full of water all the time. These have been done for a couple of weeks now. But there's a drain, same sort of thing in the middle of the top one. I was running down into this one. That's the drain at the minute, hence why we've got a puddle there. It's not connected up to anything. That will also follow the line down and reach the manhole at the end. So a lot of work going on 12. Obviously we've had the two fairway bunkers You can't really see them from here, but they're obviously in place and built. And then what was the fairway bunker on the right is now just a mound and being turfed over. All that turf for the mound over there, building all the bunkers, has all come off the 9th tee. We're going to dig the 9th tee up this year due to roots, excessive amount of roots in it. It's causing us real problems when we come to maintaining. So instead of just getting rid of the turf, we've recycled the turf and we've used that to build all these bunkers. So waste not, want not. So that's what's been going on winter works wise. It has been quite slow. Couple of reasons why winter works this year have been slow. Weather, obviously, that's the main factor. It's been very difficult to do things. This bunker here last week, we was having terrible trouble with the diggers and getting them stuck and things like that, where it's so muddy, so wet. But another big reason why it's been quite slow this year is we're probably only getting about 2 days a week on them, because come Wednesday afternoon we're actually turning our attention to the golf course again, because it still needs mowing, it's still growing, and it's crazy to think that in this late in the year grass is still growing, but we're still out cutting fairways, cutting tees, cutting surrounds, all that sort of thing. So it's been quite difficult, and we haven't really had a good crack at winter works yet, because it's not been cold. So last month I prayed for rain, this month I'm praying for cold. We could do with some cold weather, just to knock the grass growth on the head, not disease pressure on the head, and things like that. So that is the rundown of the winter works where we're at the minute. Like I say, hopefully 12 will be finished next week, early part of next week, and then we can get down and start getting on the other bits, because we've still got plenty to do. So for the greens section of this month's report, I hope you can hear me, because I've got a nice new microphone and I've just broken it, so that's not very good. But wind's up a little bit, so I hope you can hear me. But the green section this month, they're coping reasonably well, to be fair. I know, we've got a few problem greens like we always do. 1, 2, 8 and 14 and 18. They love a puddle, them ones. Those of you who played the last couple of weekends, especially on 8, would have remembered the puddles, hence why we're building the new 8th green. But for now, it is what it is. But the greens in general are okay. We have verti-drain this week, and I've used the bigger tines. I wouldn't normally use these tines on the greens, but we elected to try and get as much air in there and push as much water out as we can, really, and to aid drainage and try and firm them up a little bit. So we verti-drained on Monday. Obviously today's Friday, and obviously the holes are still visible, but they have been cut and rolled today. So actually no, today's Thursday. I lie. So it needs must, really. We did it to try and sort of aid them, really. But I'm quite happy with the greens, to be fair. So them 4 or 5 wet ones that we got, but the rest of them are actually pretty good. So we gave them a feed yesterday. Normally winter wise you're sort of looking at 4 feeds. Historically 3 before Christmas and 1 after. This year's the other way around. I think it'd be 1 before Christmas and 3 after. Our seasons are definitely changing, and winter's probably only just kicking off now, whereas before winter sort of used to start sort of October time. Now it's starting now and goes on a bit longer. Years coming up, April and May will be slow starters. You probably won't see a lot of growth and heat until sort of May time. I think I'm imagining that April's going to be quite a cold, dry month, much like March used to be. But yeah, so the greens are good. They are, when we get that much rain, it's very difficult, like I say, to keep the puddles off them. We're doing whatever we can. With verti-draining, you can see a little bit of mud mark at the front of the green where the tractor's been over it, but it's one of the things you just got to do it. It is what it is this time of year, and to keep golf going, we've got to do this a little bit. So, but on the whole, at the minute we're clean, no disease on the greens. We have sprayed fungicide 2-3 weeks ago now, but they're not actually too bad. So I'm quite happy with the greens, and hopefully that the holes will close up soon and we'll be back to normal. So to finish this month's course report, I've come back indoors. as I've broken my microphone. And obviously there's no wind in here, so you better hear me. But yeah, recap. Right, very wet month. We wanted the rain, not quite that much, but we wanted some rain. So be careful what you wish for, as a lot of you have already told me. So moving forward, if we can have some cold, dry weather, whoever's listening can sort that out for us, that'd be great. So we can crack on with a few things and stop the grass growing. So the course is wet. We are open. Buggies have been allowed back out, strictly to the rough, to try and help preserve fairways and things like that. So for those of you who use a buggy, if you could please, follow those guidelines, that'd be very helpful. There's plenty of rope and post out there now, trying to divert trolleys and traffic around and away from greens to try and keep areas of the greens in good condition for the winter. So again, please follow that. Golf course wise, like I say, the greens are all right. They're doing all right. There are a couple of wet ones that we do whatever we can on those. They're historically wet. They are built on clay. This is not a sand site, although we're a links course-ish. We're not built on sand. We're built on London blue clay. It's horrendous. So, we try and do whatever we can to get that water away, but it is very difficult. Bunkers, another one. This week alone, we spent a lot of time on bunkers, pumping bunkers out, pushing sand around and that. I think we've got one bunker out of the G right at the minute, which is really good. And I get a lot of gripes about bunkers, the drainage in the bunkers, and what are you building new bunkers for when you ain't got. At the end of the day, they are a hazard, and we do so much work on our bunkers, and I think they're pretty good for the time of year and for the amount of rain we've had. I think they're pretty good, and like I said earlier in earlier part of the report, 76 million litres of water, a little puddle in a bunker is nothing to really gripe about. But we have worked hard on the bunkers, especially this week, getting them back in play, pumping water out of some of them. And it's difficult. It is difficult to actually get water away from blue clay. So we are still cutting grass. Even today we'll be out mowing grass, getting it ready for the weekend, trying to get it look nice. Some of the green surrounds we might have to grow out a little bit, where we usually cut them quite short. It's difficult now with the little banks that we've got around the greens to not have them full of mud. So I might grow some of them out. So it's purely just to keep it looking tidy more than anything else. So they might be a little bit long around the greens. Not all of them, just some of them. Some of the ones with the bigger banks, so 9, 11, them type ones. Back of the first. If we mowed them, it'd make them look crap. So we're not going to bother. So that's pretty much this month's report done. It's been very wet. We're super busy. We're still trying to get winter works done. Still got a lot to do. And we're still mowing grass. So not much else to say, really. We're busy. So that's the end of the report. I hope it all makes perfect sense. But if it doesn't, if you've got any questions, pop up and see me out of the course. Leave a comment or leave a message in the office, and I'll get back to you and answer your questions that way. Okay then. So I hope it all makes sense. My next report will be after Christmas now. So Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you all have a good one and Happy New Year. And let's hope that 2023 is good for golf. All right then. Bye-bye.